So here we go. The elections are drawing near and the PAP is feeling the heat. Its heartless policy of increasing the cost of living for Singaporeans is coming home to roost. Mr. Lawrence Wong has now come out to defend his party's moves that has made living expenses for Singaporeans quite unbearable. But true to its nature, the party has resorted to its playbook of always blaming others for its own actions. It says the global factors are the cause of the rise in prices in Singapore.
We hope Singaporeans understand that these are global inflation trends. They impact all countries.
Global inflation trends, he says. He has mastered the art of elak, or as we say in Hokkien, siam. In particular, the PAP likes to mention the Ukraine war and COVID as the causes for this inflation. But the reality is that it is the PAP that is responsible for much of the rise in costs. As always, I'll provide you hard, irrefutable evidence to show you how the government has been the cause of our pain and stress in our daily living. Take, for instance, the price of water. The PAP raised water rates twice, once this year and another will be done in 2025, a total of an 18% increase. And get this, it already increased water prices by 30% in 2018. And this was before the COVID pandemic and the Ukraine war. With or without global inflation, the PAP will increase prices. And water is not the only item. This month, our bus and MRT fares is going to go up by 6%. Transport prices have increased every year for the last 5 years, except in 2020 during the pandemic. 2018, adult fare went up 6 cents for card fares, 10 cents in cash fares. Students up 1 cent, and also for seniors. 2019, adult fares 9-cent increase in cards, 20-cent increase in cash. Students, senior citizens, lower wage workers, and persons with disabilities all had your fares increased. Same thing in 2021. Fares increased across the board from adults to disabled persons and everyone in between. Ditto 2022. Same in 2023. Bus and MRT fares for everyone increased. And you know what the worst part is? MRT reliability has deteriorated. And then in 2021, the PAP hiked petrol duty by an incredible 23%. This had a huge impact on businesses and consumers. Electricity and gas rates, with a few exceptions, have also been increasing through the years. Singapore Power, a company owned by the government, has collected net profits of billions of dollars. Last year alone, it netted more than $1 billion in profit. Healthcare costs have escalated in recent years. PAP town councils all raised their service and conservancy charges in 2023 and then again in 2024. Then there is the rubbish collection fee. The NEA raised this fee in 2017, 2022, and one more time this year. What has global inflation got to do with this? And this year, all three universities, NTU, NUS, and SMU, increased their dormitory fees by between 7 and 12%. Here's the kicker. On top of all these price increases, the PAP now levies 9% GST, up from 7%.
But here in Singapore, the government is doing its best to shield you, to shield all of us from the worst effects of inflation.
If the PAP was truly concerned about shielding us from global inflation, as Mr. Wong puts it, why couldn't it have not raised the GST? Why add to it and create even more problems for the people? Now remember, the PAP made the decision to hike the GST in 2018, way before the advent of COVID-19 and the outbreak of the war in Ukraine. Still think the PAP is sincere in shielding you from inflation? And while it says, oh, we have to raise prices because of increases in government operating costs, it doesn't tell you it spends extravagantly on its pet projects. The Founders Memorial, which is essentially a PAP vanity project, is a good example. It will cost taxpayers $335 million. And this is just the current estimate. It could cost a lot more by the time the project is completed in 2028. And then it paid nearly $1 billion to SPH to keep the newspaper, which is hemorrhaging money, afloat. Of course, money is no object for the ministers when it comes to paying themselves and mayors millions of dollars in salaries. The People's Association is given hundreds of millions of dollars every year to conduct what many observers see as activities geared towards political ends. And remember how the government recently wasted $40 million on the failed Simply Go debacle and then spent billions more on the MRT system with little to show for it. And the point is that the PAP is not the frugal government it once was. The new and younger ministers have tasted the high life and the wealth that power brings. In order to spend big, they must also tax big. So when Mr. Wong tells you that the PAP is doing its best to help Singaporeans cope with the cost of living, please remember that much of the unaffordability that we are experiencing is not because of global trends, but the PAP's poor and greedy decisions to increase prices. And while it promises to continue to give out rebates and vouchers, remember that like casinos, the house always wins. The government is not going to give out more than it collects. And Singaporeans are beginning to see through this wayang. You know that the rebates are not sufficient to meet spiraling costs.
哎，你经常来这里买菜饭吗？
每天都来，
每天都来，那你有用你的 CDC 来买吗？
有不够啊，不够啊，
不够用，我一
不够用，真的不够用。一下子去一个 NTC 就几十块，不够用的。
Previously I take 3-4 meals a day. Now I take 2 meals.
Enough is enough, my friends. Let's do the intelligent thing in the next elections. Make sure that we get enough opposition MPs in the next parliament to deny the PAP the supermajority, because when it has overwhelming control, it will continue its arrogant and heartless ways. Please tell everyone about this video and help me spread the word. Elections are coming soon, and we need all the help we can get to spread the word. I'll talk to you again. Bye-bye.